Alright, I think we're live. Alakablam. Alright. Let's go through some technical analysis today. Doing a live stream again. We haven't done a live stream in a while. If you're watching this at a later time, what was I going to say? We're going to be looking at a bunch of different charts, and I'll be going through them, and then, yeah, let's just go through it. Hold up, let me drink some water. Alright, let's see how good this does. Alright, so let's look at Bitcoin real quick. Actually, let's do this. This is actually going to be a slower than my videos, I feel like. I don't know if I like that. I think it looks more something like that. Then I got something like that. And yeah, you guys want to look at Sol? Alright. Where's that? Alright, so we're looking at Sol. I wonder if I can do a video within a stream. That's probably a good idea. Let me think of what I'm looking at. I mean, I know what I'm looking at. Let me think of what I want to say. Okay. We also have this uptrend right here, but who cares about that? In general, though, I think we have a top, a bottom, and a top, something like this. And then we have a big trend. Broke that trend. Okay, so let me do a video on this. Let me record this real quick. Try to. I want to try this real quick. All right. All right, let's take a look at the chart action for Solana. All right, so Solana was running up. We had a big run up right here. We had this trend we were watching from, actually, hold up. No, that's not what I want to talk about. See, this is the video making process. What I want to talk about is we have support right here and we have support right here. That gives me this trend line right here. We broke that trend line going to the downside right there. I wonder if we should, I wonder if the Fibonacci would be from here to here, though. It just depends on how much it's retracing. But you could either do, I think you could either do the Fibonacci from the bottom of this trend, something like this. Maybe that's the real, I mean, it's getting support right now on the 38% level. But honestly, what I would really be watching is the 9 moving average right here, actually. Because look at what happened when you broke above the 9 moving average right here. Boom, nice support. Boom, 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 boom. And then it broke below it right there. So what I want to see is this 9 moving average come over here. The price come down, get some bounces like that, and then do something like that and bounce out, break out of it. Something like that. What I would look at is actually dollar cost averaging right here where we're at right now. Possibly I might do that because I actually put a little tiny baby bit in right there. Actually, I put an order in over here. It's the same thing though. I did a small order, got a little trade, and then I did it again, and then it went down. So what I'm thinking about is dollar cost averaging at the 38, the 50, and the 61 if it goes down to those levels, but we're going to have to wait and see. Right now we're at the 38, which doesn't seem like a bad level actually. But like I was just saying, what I want to see is the 9 moving average come in and break through that as well. Yeah, let me show you what I'm looking at on the total crypto market cap now that people are here. Let's see, something like this. Okay, so on the total crypto market cap, it's looking bearish in my opinion. So we had this, let me go zoom out real quick, hold up. All right, so we had a rising channel. Something, let me do it on the 4 hour, you can kind of see it a little bit better, I think. Something like that. And all right, so we had this like rising channel. We had a rising channel right here, and then we broke that going to the downside right there. We had a trend line right there, and then what I'm looking at right now is, I think the 4 hour is pretty good actually. We have it's either a pennant or a triangle. So we broke this channel going to the downside, and then now we have resistance right here, and we have resistance right here, and we have support right here, support right here. We broke this little, I'm looking at this triangle pattern, something like that, going to the downside. This could be like the first draft for the videos I should make later. All right, so we have a little triangle pattern or a possible flag pennant pattern going to the downside. You know what I mean? We broke that going to the downside anyways. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's pushing down out of this very hard, but it is still trending down. So what I'm looking at in general is we have this trend line right here. I think we have support, resistance right there, and then resistance right there, and then we can drag that going downwards. In general, this is basically why I think Solana is, well, I don't know, I think in general we have like a bearish movement going to the downside, and until, if we can break out of this going bullish, then I think we can just be bullish in general, or at least a little, we can get like maybe a little pump up to this previous resistance, in my opinion. If not, if we break going down to out of this chart, this total crypto market cap chart, which is pretty important in my opinion, then we'll know that we are trending to the downside. And I'm looking at this like 38% level right here for I don't know, I guess we came down we came down a little bit right here. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it. There's a wick down right here pretty much. So we came down and we weren't able to, this basically we're holding support right there and right here. And we got a wick down right here. That's also support right there. So like basically we're getting the support. Let's see if we could break out to the upside of it, or if we break to the downside of it. Until we break this trend line right here, until we break this trend line going to the upside, I'm assuming we're trending down pretty much. Or I don't know, we have to wait till we break up or down for this triangle too though. But in general, it seems like since we broke this big bat pattern on the daily time frame, let me also show you the 9 moving average, how it compares to this chart. So like this, that's the other thing I was watching when we were in this area, is the 9 moving average, like I was talking about Solana. So we have this 9 moving average right here at like on these days it was right up here, basically what Solana looks like. What I want it to do is come down and have us break through that right, as you can see. Okay, so watch, like let me redraw it. It's right here. That's the 9 moving average. Boom, 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 boom. Every time we're coming up to it, we're getting resistance, and it's basically in my opinion, it looks like it's causing resistance. It's there, and in general, it's getting resistance in the same place. So what I'm looking at is I want us to break above this right here. Boom. And like I was saying on Solana, what I wanted to do is just come down like that. If we could hold support, if we could just hold support on it, and then we can kind of break through it, something like that. I think that's what I'm looking for. But it's also possible that until we do, it's basically a downtrend. That's like basically our downtrend right there. And this is on the daily time frame too. So pretty significant in my opinion. But let's go back to Solana, and then so now we have like a baseline of like, I mean, and I guess you could argue some of these coins have been shooting up in this downtrend that we've been getting. Like yesterday we had kind of like a downtrend for pretty much, I think it was yesterday. There's been downtrends while like Polkadot and Chainlink have been hitting all-time highs. Whoops, wrong tool. It's been trending down, but like Solana, I mean not Solana, Polkadot and Chainlink have been hitting all-time highs. You know what I mean? So pretty interesting. Not, but as you can see, if we look on the total watch, I mean the what is it? The watch list, the crypto watch list, should I say? Everything's pretty much red. Should we hit up Solana? What do you okay. Solana. Let's go back to Solana real quick. I could just show you where I would put in limit orders until we start looking good on the okay, and still until we start looking good on the crypto market cap, then I'm kind of, I don't know, I just don't like the way that it's, let me look at that total real quick again. I just want to look at it on the daily time frame. Yeah, see, look at that red candle that we're getting off that 9 moving average. Boom. I wonder if we'll hold support here today. That's the question. Are we going to stay in this triangle pattern? Are we going to break up? Or are we going to break down? I think if we break up, we could break this 9 moving average. But if we break down, we're going to get another leg to the downside. I'm kind of looking at this 38% level. It looks pretty decent, but there's also this 50% level. The 180 moving average is sitting right in there. I think until we break up, though, then I'm not really getting bullish in general. Let's see. What else do we got? Okay, let's go to Solana. Let me redo this. Okay, so on this chart, I think there is also support right here and support right here. That's a second like backup trend line, something right there. We can also look for support, something like that. So until we break, let's go to 4 hour. So until we break resistance right here, and resistance right here, until we break this trend line going to the downside, going up, we're going on it. It's trending down. Until we break it going to the upside, then I'm assuming that we're kind of either getting volatile. We could get volatile in here, but we're basically getting rejected until we break to the upside. That's what I'm looking at. This is the 4 hour. So yeah, what I would do though, what I think I should do, I haven't been playing around with Solana really, but I mean, I bought some up here and I traded it once, and like I was saying, but what I should do, limit orders at 38% level, 50% level, and 61 just in case. And what I'm probably gonna do is small limit orders. If we look at it, oh, you know what though? Like I was saying at the beginning though, we broke this trend line. See, and that's the thing with the stream. I'm figuring stuff out on the stream. Usually in the videos, I have a lot of time to figure this stuff out and like what I really want to go with. But like I said, I think we could also go to the daily time frame and kind of, are we getting a retracement down to like these levels? So what I'm thinking is, if it's that big of a retracement, we could look at that level. I put these at orange. And then do something like this, something like that. And then I can go into wherever I buy stuff and buy these orders right here. I wouldn't be surprised if we ending up at the 50% level at like 119. What does the 4 hour look like? Yeah, the 4 hour, we're beneath the 4 hour moving average right now. I don't like that. The weekly, where's the weekly looking? Okay, so the weekly 9 moving average is down here at the 61% level. That's the 9 moving average too. That's not even the 180. Interesting. We broke above that right there. Boom. Until we break, it's so far though. Like I said, on the total crypto market cap, we broke the daily 9 moving average going to the downside right there. What I want to see is this 9 moving average come in right here, maybe do something like this. Maybe we'll be bouncing in. It doesn't even have to be that close. It might even hug it a little closer than I'm saying. do something like this and then bounce out of it, something like that. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Limit orders at 141, 119, and 96. If I bought down here and then I took profits down here and then I wanted to dollar cost average on the way back down, that's what I would be looking at. If this thing, I'm not sure the fundamentals on it though. I just kind of dip my toes into it. What else do we want to look at? What else? Chainlink. Chainlink's interesting because all-time highs. Oh, actually, it did hit all-time highs. Let me delete some of this stuff. Actually, I can just go to a different chart. Hold up. This is basically my personal chart. Okay. So yeah, that didn't work out. That's not the target anymore. That was an old video. This one actually did get a breakout, but it didn't break out. Whatchamacallit. So let's see. This is what let's like restart this, delete everything. Actually, we could just delete the whole thing. That's the cool thing about these ones. All right, so we have, in general, what I think we're looking at is resistance right here, resistance right here. This, honestly, I've been looking at like a lot of cup and handles in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, there's the cup for sure. I mean, well, that's like a cup pattern. And then usually it's like a channel trending to the downside out of that. So that's another thing I'm wondering. We have resistance right here. Sorry, guys. We have resistance right here, and we have resistance right here. That's like one of the big things I'm looking at right now. That to there. This is on the daily time frame. This is Chainlink, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, Chainlink was doing good because it was on the Coinbase chart. That's what it was. Okay. That's the thing about those Coinbase charts. It gives you like or something. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, so we have that top resistance right there, and then we have this bottom support right here. It looks like we kind of broke out of that to the downside right now. Something like that. So what I'm looking at, let's do the Fibonacci retracement just to, because I don't really have a target necessarily going to the downside. That's what I like about the Fibonacci retracement. It kind of gives me an idea of what levels I should be watching possibly in a retracement from a big run, people taking profits, and then they're going to come back and they're going to come back in at these levels, in my opinion, unless they don't. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what the market does. That's what I think happens, though. That's what I do. Or that's how I kind of, I don't know. That's what happens when I'm doing this, though. I'll try to buy at low levels and then sell and then take profit or dollar cost average back in. Who knows? All right, so let's go to this is the daily time frame. This looks pretty confusing because we broke. Let's move this something like that. I would say this is looking something more like this. I think this is what I had on my other chart too. Because we have support more like something right. We have support right here. We have support right here. We have support right here. It's like a nice trend line right there. This one didn't really hold up. I mean, we had this one going like this, and then we broke it like this, going sideways. That's what I think is going on. Okay. So we have this trend line going something like this, which it looks like we're testing right now. I don't know. It's kind of hard. Let's see the weekly. That doesn't help. Let me just think about this and not talk for 1 second, guys. All right, so I think that's the bottom trend line, something like that. I mean, I guess you could use the wicks, but what I like doing the daily. I like doing the daily and the 4 hour, because then if it breaks, this one's been breaking below it. In general, what I would say is go off the Fibonacci retracement. I think that's what I'm going off of. Is I have limit orders at 38, 50, and 61% level, sitting at 27.62, 24.98, and 22.15. Like I was saying on the total crypto market cap, until we start seeing some bullish trends on the total crypto market cap, I'm kind of just playing it safe and putting in limit orders at these levels right there, pretty much. So let's see what else we can kind of come up with this chart for. If you look at the 4 hour, maybe we could get a better idea. This kind of looks like a. Let me re-delete everything. It looks like we have resistance right here and resistance right here. Support, support, support. It almost looks like a bear flag a little bit. This is a 4 hour time frame, so slightly significant. It looks like it's holding support right there. What I would do right here is if it. What about the 1 hour? Okay, so those 1 hours are pretty much little tiny wicks as well. What I would do on this one is if it breaks to the upside. Let's see, what does it look like? We have this big downtrend like this. We came up, got resistance, came down, got support, came up, got resistance, came down, got support. Kind of looks like a flag. But if we break to the upside, we can use it, we can do it as like a channel, something like that. So it would be from the top to the bottom, something like this. Drag it to the breakout, something like that, and that's the target I would be looking at if we broke to the top side. Now we can get that and use that as the conservative target to the downside, or we could probably do from the top to the bottom right here, and we might be looking at something like this, a bear flag going to the downside, something like that, depending on where it breaks out. And then we'd be looking at previous support down here, something like that. There's support right there and right there. What does that line up with on the Fibonacci retracement? That it's even breaking, that's testing the bottoms, I think. But I don't know, until we break to the bottom or the top, I'm saying these are the scenarios that I would be looking at. Like I said, we can even use that channel pattern as a conservative target right here. Whoops. In general, like I said, I have limit orders on these Fibonacci levels, so that'd be interesting if it went down there. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that's crazy talk? I actually have a so I don't do alerts or anything like that. I basically try to do my videos as alerts. I have a Discord though. I should get the link for that. Hold up. But you could chat about, I mean, oops, that's not the right one. Sorry. Is that the right one? No, that's not the right one. Hold up. I don't do like, hit and use copy button. Copy. Did that work? Sorry, I don't do alerts or anything like that. This is just my opinion, and in the videos I have, if you watch the videos, then that's where the alerts are going to be really. What is going on here? 1 second, guys. Sorry, I'm new to streaming. Did I turn it off? YouTube's weird because unless it's in here. Sorry, 1 second. Am I still alive? Alright, I think so. Okay, so yeah, what were we talking about? The disasters of streams. That's why I don't really stream too much. But I wanted to go over a bunch of charts real quick. I wanted to just fly through charts. Is there anything else we wanted to look at? What other charts do we want to look at? I kind of want to just go through, and what my plan was to go through and just lay out all my Fibonacci retracement levels and see what we're looking at. On Dogecoin, I kind of want to look at Dogecoin real quick. This is looking like it's breaking a support that I was looking at, kind of. We're right here on the 61% level right now. XTZ. Exactly. See, now we could just fly through charts. It's not even a big... I mean, it's not like I have to make a whole video about it. Okay, so... Do you trade with trends? Only with pattern charts, or also with indicators like EMA ribbons, super trend, MACD. What I use are... My first line of defense is trend lines. So let me show you exactly. Let's break down like what I would basically do right now. I use the RSI. These are the ones that I have favorited, but I don't use them all. I use the moving averages. I use two moving averages. I use the 9 and the 8, the 180 moving average, and then I use the RSI. What I do with the RSI, if the price is moving up and the volume is moving down, I'll look at the RSI. Like right here, the volume started to pick back up as it's going higher. So if you look at the RSI, it's probably not a... I look for bearish divergences in the RSI when that's happening, basically. And as you can see here, it's not... So we got this high right here, and it looks like we're breaking that high right here. So we don't have to worry about a bearish divergence, basically. Or actually, I don't know. It's not... We haven't broke it yet, but it's getting... It looks very close to breaking through that. Because at this point right here, it was going... This was going higher, and this was going lower. But if we could break through right there... I don't know. And that's the thing, though. I think... Honestly, with a lot of my trading, I try to keep it very basic and simple. So I think the 9 moving average and the 180 moving average help with that simplicity. So what I look for is I'll do a trend line, I'll look for support, and I'll look for a bottom, and I'll look for a top. Basically, that's the bottom right there. Those are the two support lines, something like that. This is the 4-hour time frame. We can kind of back out and look at the daily time frame as well, which we probably should be doing. In general, this kind of looks like a cup and handle, not a cup and handle, but it looks like the cup of a handle. I mean, the cup of a cup and handle. You know what I mean? I've been seeing that in a lot of charts. So what okay, so what I would look for is previous resistance as well. Okay, so those are like the three things I look for is previous resistance and support. We got resistance right here, and we got this top resistance right here. Maybe do a red trend line, a red horizontal line, something like that. That's the wick right there that I would be watching for to maybe... I'd be targeting this if I was buying in at these levels down here, basically. In general, I'd probably be targeting this area before we start making new highs over here or whatever. I don't... And like I said, if it's a cup and handle, then we might be targeting from the top to the bottom of this cup, something like that. If it's a cup and handle, I'm not saying it is, but it kind of looks like one. If it started trending to the downside, something like that. I'm not an expert on cup and handles, so I don't really trade them a lot either, but that looks like a cup to me. And the cup and handle goes cup, trending a channel to the downside. Once it breaks this trend line going to the upside right there, then we have a target. So I use targets as one signal. Basically right now though, we have a trend line going to the upside right here, and if we go to the 4-hour, we can get another trend line, something like this. Until we break these trend lines going to the downside, I'm assuming that the trend is your friend and it's going to the upside, and we can maybe be testing this. But at any time it could break this trend line, and then if it breaks it, like depending on how hardcore it breaks it, we can start taking profits. That's what I do. Once it breaks that, then I'll start taking profits and look for a downtrend. If it starts going back up, then I'll dollar cost average back in. And I do dollar cost average. So like right now, let's see, what are we looking at on the daily time frame? This isn't trending down, so we don't have to really look at the Fibonacci, but let's say once it starts kind of turning around, maybe it'll turn around at this red line right here. Boom. I would do the Fibonacci retracement from the top, the bottom to the top, the bottom to the top. I don't know if that's the top right there, but or let's say the red line is, let's assume that is. And then once it broke this trend line, I guess, I like watching the daily time frame more than anything though. And the 4 hour and the 1 hour can kind of fake you out. So we're on the 4 hour right now. It's possible on like the 4 hour it just breaks the trend and it kind of goes sideways. But if it does it on the daily time frame, then that's a little more significant in my opinion. So what I would be looking at, I mean, I guess you could also argue, and I don't know. It just depends. It depends how long I've been looking at the chart, how deep I go into it. This is the first time I've been looking at this. You could also argue if you break this trend right here, you could set up a Fibonacci from the bottom of this trend to the top of it, something like that. I don't know. Let's say something like this. Maybe that's the top, just because it looks like it's getting resistance right there. It looks like it's kind of playing off that Fibonacci levels. But I've never tried. I don't know. I never do that either. Sometimes I think about that. I was like, on the way up, maybe I should do the Fibonacci and see where we're getting kind of bounces in between and kind of set it up. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that's the top. I don't know if that would work that way. Let's see if we can get any targets though. In general, we're kind of looking at, let's go to the daily. See, it takes me a while to do the technical analysis before I just do a video, so that's why it kind of takes me. I only do like a couple videos a day, but what about the weekly? This is kind of cool though, because we could kind of just sit here and look at the chart and kind of do the technical analysis together. We have a bottom right here. That's for a fact. I mean, that's a pretty good bottom anyways. It almost looks like there was resistance right there at that red line, that red candle right there. I don't know though. I would top to the bottom right here. $9.29. I don't know. I'm not seeing any good targets, but like I said, I'd be watching these trend lines. So so that's what I would do. I'd watch the trend lines until something kind of develops, until I start seeing something solid on the 4 hour time frame or maybe the daily time frame. There was some resistance right here. Oops. I know it's just drawing a bunch of lines. It looks like that, but like once you look at the chart for a long time though, you can kind of, like the other charts that I look at, I know what's going on in them. I would have known about this resistance if I would have been looking at it for a longer period of time. Maybe we're looking at something like this. And I think for me, I kind of try to be conservative about my targets. You could argue there was resistance right there, support right there, and support right there. We're looking at a channel pattern, something like that. And then we got a breakout right here. There was declining volume in this area right here. That's another thing we look at is volume. Sometimes I don't. I mean, I try to. I'm not perfect, but sometimes I try to look at volumes. This is another good indicator you should have on your thing. Declining volume, breakout in the volume, going to the upside with green candles. That's a breakout in my opinion. All right, so we could get something like that, drag that to the breakout, and we're looking at, I mean, we could ignore this trend line right. Well, let's see, which one was that? That's actually a good one to break though. You know what I mean? We broke this resistance resistance. That was on the weekly, right? Yeah. So let's just ignore this one for right now, though, just so it's a little more clear. Hopefully you guys can hear me when I talk low. All right. So we have that channel pattern, and then we're looking at a target of maybe 8.49, which actually comes up to the previous the previous resistance, which I would have been targeting in general as well. You know what I mean? So I think that, and then we can also target these bodies. I do like the bodies as well. I mean, I look for resistance right here in the where the body's sitting at, and do a red line right there too. And look, we're getting resistance right here. So we need to break above that to get right here. But in general, it looks like if we could break above that, that's where I probably need to learn more in general, is price discovery, because once it starts hitting all-time highs, I'm like, I don't know. That's one thing I do have to learn about. That's why when it's not in all-time highs is when I feel more comfortable, when we're actually just trading in prices that we've been in before. So when we're in all-time highs, in general, what's happened to me before is you're trading a lot in these areas and then it drops, and then you're like, oh, now I have to wait to go back to the all-time highs and stuff like that. So that's what I think. In general, though, I'm looking at that total crypto market cap like I was talking about. Let's see what else do we need. Chiliz, you're watching from Argentina. Oh, cool, thanks. Shout out to Argentina. That's cool. Like different parts of the world watch my videos, especially on TikTok. It seems like. Let's see. What do you think of Ethereum? Can you do SLP and Hbar? All right, let's do Ethereum real quick. I think that's the latest one. And also, I'll do, if you guys have any requests, just let me know in the comments. That's why I want to do these streams, so we can kind of knock out these charts real quick. Hopefully, I answered the last one we did. Tezos, is that what it was? Okay, so, and these are the charts that I haven't really looked at in a while. This one is my chart. Let's just go off this one. Except there's a bunch of... So these yellow lines are failed positions pretty much. But I'm going to hold them. You know what I mean? That's fine. I don't mind holding Ethereum. What I'm going to do is try to buy back these areas right here. I have limit orders on these areas, and then hopefully we can get those filled. But if not, then I have these positions right there. It's all good. Let me go to the other one though. That's my chart that I'm looking at, and just to give you a quick little of that. But let's take a look at a blank chart just so we can kind of get a better idea of what's going on in general. All right, with Ethereum, same thing pretty much. We got let's take a look at the total crypto market cap just to get a quick glimpse of it. This is like, okay, what's going on in the total crypto market cap? Now let's look at the coin, because we're still trying to, this is giving us a better idea. It's possible that we're gonna get a bounce on this little triangle pattern going to the upside right here. I wouldn't be surprised if we did something like that. So we have a breakout going to the downside right here. It looks like we're in this triangle pattern, something like this, until we break up or down. I'm not 100% sure what we're doing right now. We've gotten support on it. We're holding support at least. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little move up and maybe even caught these moving averages and started to trend down a little bit. So it's possible we get a little pump on some coins. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to figure out in my head if we're bearish or bullish in general. I think in general we could get a nice little pump to the upside, but until we break this trend line, we're not really doing much. Let me just show you what I'm looking at on Ethereum, though. Like I said, I have those limit orders set just in case it goes more to the downside. And I have the position set right now on pretty much these areas. I have positions all over the chart in general. I have long-term positions, short-term positions, trading positions. All right, so let's delete everything and just get a fresh look at this. All right, so we had a uptrend, something like this. This is what we've been looking at on my channel pretty much, something like that. So we're doing something like that. We broke that trend line going to the downside. What I'm looking at right now is maybe a channel pattern, something like this. Maybe we could do something like this. Drag it from the top to the bottom of this channel and maybe get a target, something like that. The other, I'm not really targeting too much on this. Like I said, I'm basically using the Fibonacci retracement level. So if we do a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top, something like that, these are the levels that I'm really watching. Something like this, we could get the orange horizontal line, throw one at the 38% level. That's not orange, that's red. Okay. Then we get one for the 50% level, something like that. Do one at the 61% level. And we're looking at those targets, I guess you could say. Basically, I have limit orders set right there. I have positions set all over the place. So, but I want a dollar cost back. I basically took profits up here, or I don't know if it was up here. In general, it's been in this area, in this red area. What I'm looking to do is dollar cost average back in these levels right here. We also have this 9 moving average on the daily time frame right here. We broke that going to the downside. Until we break this going back, until we break this 9 moving average breaking back up into the upside, then I'm assuming that it's going to cause resistance. As you can see, it already looks like it already has caused resistance, or at least every time we've come up to this area right here. Sorry, pen tool. At least every time we come up, we're getting resistance and we're getting pushed down right in this area right there, right where that 9 moving average is. So got the limit order set. The limit orders are set at 3148, 2874, and 260. Is that right? Let me look at my Coinbase real quick just to confirm that. Because sometimes the chart's not. Let's see. 3010, 2870, 2595. Is that the same thing? Pretty similar. This one's even a little, probably more conservative, probably better. I should probably move my... These ones are actually higher, which would actually be better. I should probably move mine up a little bit more. I've been kind of getting the price on Bitcoin. Let's see, which one was it? It's been a couple of them where they're just playing around with my limit order. It's this, I think we finally filled it right here. Boom. But like before, it was like coming really close to it and it wasn't filling it right there. And this one's actually lower. Is this one even? It actually hasn't got filled yet. Mine is sitting at 3010. I should change mine actually. Mine's sitting at 3010. Maybe I should reevaluate. Ooh, it would have hit it right there. It didn't hit it. So that's another, okay, so that's a lesson right here. Learn from my mistakes. What you want to do is you probably want to get these Fibonacci's and then get the orange line and drag them a little bit up just so you actually get filled. You know what I mean? And then you don't get not filled like what's happening to my order. I still have that order at 310. Not interesting, just kind of, it's funny. All right, and I think that happened. I think Bitcoin filled it. I had one at 4,400 on Bitcoin. Yeah, okay, cool. Should we look at Ethereum to Bitcoin? This is one that I've been looking at as well. This is like one of the cases I've made for Ethereum. Right now, it looks like we're looking at this 9 moving average, and same story. We want to break above that 9 moving average before we really start, getting bullish again, I guess you could say, before we... let's keep that around. That one is actually a good trend line. Okay, so we also have these trend lines right here. Until we break these trend lines going to the upside, I think we're trending down, and we're probably going to hit... And like I've been talking about, we have this support right here. It seems like a while since I've done an Ethereum video. It's only been a couple days. We have this support right here. We have this support right here. This is trending up. We have resistance right here, right here, right here. This is trending to the downside. Until we start breaking these trend lines going to the upside, I'm assuming we have a triangle pattern pretty much. And I actually don't know what's happening. I don't know if we're going to the upside or the downside. That's basically what I'm watching. when we have two patterns, two trend lines coming together. This one is definitely trending down, but we also have this support right here. Let's see if it holds support or if this trend line breaks down. Like I was talking about, we're looking at this. What I'm watching is what I like what I like to watch are these moving averages. This 9 moving average right here. If we break above that, that's a signal that it's looking better. Basically, hopefully I clear some of my thought processes up. All right. In general, though, what I want us to, yeah, I don't really know. I'm hoping that we can get some. I guess it doesn't matter. I like Bitcoin better than Ethereum, anyways. In general, I mean, I hold more Bitcoin than I do Ethereum, so I should want this chart to go to the downside. But I'm actually interested in trading Ethereum while we move up. Let me zoom out so I can show you why I've been kind of bullish. I mean, I think if we break this trend though, let's see. Let me reevaluate this. That's what this stuff's about too, though, is reevaluating what's going on. I think we could actually pull this down. Because sometimes it's just my perspective, and maybe I'm wrong on my perspective. You know what I mean? And I have to reevaluate what I'm thinking. One second. Doing this for my own. So I think we actually really want to hold support on that trend line right there. I think if we don't hold support on this, let's delete this, because we could kind of, yeah, we're still looking at that pennant pattern. We'll come back to it if we can hold this support, but I don't think it's, I think we really want to watch this right here. Let's just take everything else out right now and not even, that one is actually significant. That one should actually stay. Something like that. That's our second uptrend, but that's far down. So, okay. If we break this trend line going to the downside, in my opinion, I think we're going to be wanting to watch a Bitcoin. This is the daily time frame. What about the weekly? The 9 moving average is coming in right here, though. Let's see if that holds support right here. Maybe it's just coming in for a retest. So, well, that's the weekly time frame too. So that's actually good. But at the same time, it's been coming in and out of it, which I don't really care for. If it goes in and out of this 9 moving average, then you can almost kind of like, I don't know. You have to move up to the next time frame. And this is kind of far away. I don't know. In general, what I'm watching is this this trend line, though. I think that's what I'm breaking this one down to now. If we can keep trending to the upside, I'm looking at this resistance right here and this red resistance right there. If we could break above that, then we'll continue to be watching Ethereum over Bitcoin. I think if we break this trend line going to the downside, then we might be watching Bitcoin more than Ethereum. Yeah. Bitcoin might be making a comeback. And actually, let's do ICP real quick, because someone real quick. What else? I think that's it. We went over Solana and then Cardano to Ethereum real quick. Well, let me just look at this real quick. Since we're doing Ethereum, we just kind of hit up Ethereum real quick. I just want to look at this real quick. If this chart's going up, then Cardano is doing good. If this chart is going down, Ethereum's doing good. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. It looks like Cardano is actually kind of holding support on this uptrend, kind of. I don't know. This chart looks like it's kind of going sideways a little bit. And it looks a mess, honestly. Delete everything. It looks like there was resistance right here and resistance right here. Is that a double top? It's definitely a top. We could do a trend line something like this. And then we had a trend line something like this. So it looks like we're in this pattern right here on Cardano to Ethereum. A pretty big pattern. which way is it gonna go? That's what I'm thinking anyways. We have that volume broke out right there. I don't know. In general, though, I would say if we could break this trend line going to the upside, then we're getting super bullish on Cardano. But I think if we break this trend line going to the downside, then we're definitely going to be wanting to watch Ethereum. But we're not even close to either of those. So I don't really. I have to think about this one a little bit more, guys. I think there's support right here as well. Sorry, let's do ICP real quick, even though that one's kind of. Let's do ICP. All right. Let's do it on Binance. Start a fresh chart. ICP on Binance against Tether. I like to do the I've been doing the Binance charts for my videos, and then I do the Coinbase charts for my personal. I've been dipping my toe into ICP a little bit. Not really much. I don't know, just kind of trying to trade it more than anything. More than ICP reached 60 again. Huh. I mean, we're right there pretty much. I don't know. It's FTM or Sol. I have a little tiny baby bit of Sol. I was dipping my toe into Sol as well on the. I knew that was gonna happen, so I dipped my toe into it, and then it went down. So I kind of knew that was gonna happen, so I just did a little baby bit, and then I'm gonna dollar cost average on the way down. I think I haven't set up limit orders though, so I'm just saying that I bought it. I mean, I'm just saying that I'm gonna do it. I haven't put the limit orders officially yet. It's possible that it bounces before I do. I should do that. All right, so here's what I'm looking at on ICP. This is the daily time frame too. I don't really care for that. I mean, this isn't looking great. But let's do a. Let's not even worry about the. What I've been wanting to do more in general is the Fibonacci. I think that's the thing that I'm watching pretty much on my charts is the bottom to the top Fibonacci retracement tool. There's a lot of things that I don't really like on this though. I mean, well, not a lot of things. I just don't like the way this 9 moving average is doing. Like we've been talking about, until we break this 9 moving average, going back until the upside, I'm watching my limit orders at these Fibonacci levels. So the Fibonacci levels that I would be watching on this is the bottom of ICP pretty much. And let's see, let's do something like this. Sorry. Something like that. Get rid of that. Okay, so what we're looking at is what I would be looking at. We already broke the 50% level. I don't like that either. I'd be, I guess, looking at the 61% level, sitting at around 49.81. And then the 78% level is, let me break that out so I can see that better. Something like that. All right, so the 78% level is sitting around 39.56. Excuse me, 39.56. Excuse me. Let me get some water. All right. Yeah, and then that pattern that I was looking at too. So those are the levels that I would possibly be watching. I wouldn't really be looking at this chart though until, I mean, I'm kind of probably ignoring this until the 9 moving average comes back up and breaks through it, and just setting up limit orders if I was bullish on ICP and I really wanted to dollar cost back average into it. I don't know if I do have. Let me check if I have limit orders set on ICP or not. I don't know if I do. I don't think I do. I'm kind of waiting for everything to... No, I don't. I'm kind of waiting for everything to start getting bullish again before I start getting on these kind of... These ones that I don't know. But you never know when a coin is going to pump though. So in general, if you are dollar cost averaging on is where I would do on these levels. Let's see. But other than that, it looks like we're kind of trending down. I would like to see us break the. Let's look at the 4 hour just to kind of see if there's any hope. Not hope, but just let's see if there's any like bullish signals on the smaller time frames. Maybe because when you look at the bigger time frame, you might be missing something bullish on the smaller one. But in general, what I would be kind of looking at, it would have been looking at is something like that, and it looks like it broke it to the downside. The only thing though, it could be faking out. I don't know. Like I said, main thing I'm watching 9 moving average till we break that, going to back into the upside. Then I'm figuring that it's gonna give us resistance, and you could also see that candle is looking pretty red. We'll see how that closes. I don't know. Okay, let's see. What else do we want? Sorry if I haven't done your request, let me know and we can circle back to it or whatever. Let's see, what was it? That's CHZ. Let's see what that's all about. Maybe I should do this stream like viewer request stream or something like that, because that's what I want to do anyways, is look at the, because I get a lot of requests, at least on TikTok. I get a ton of requests on TikTok for coins, but I can't even talk about it on TikTok, and I actually got suspended. I think I'm actually not suspended today. I think the suspension's up. I did a Fibonacci retracement target for Bitcoin, I think it was, and they took it down and suspended me. Oh well, whatever. It's all good. Hopefully I don't get banned. So you think there is a pump for this, for Chiliz? Okay. That's what's supposed to happen, you're saying? I don't know if I would, if it's supposed to happen, if there's a pump supposed to happen, I wouldn't really count on it. I don't know. I don't really like when. That's the weekly time frame. Sorry. Let's go to the daily time frame. But that does look like a good pattern. You know what I mean? We have resistance right here, resistance right here, support right here, support right here. I would not. And right now we're below that 9 moving average, which is not. Which I don't like. What's Chiliz again? Is it NFT stuff or something? I can't remember. I think there's a trend line like that, a downtrend like that. We got resistance right there, resistance right there. We're getting support right here, possibly. I mean, it looks like it keeps on going down though. It looks like it's doing something like this. You know what I mean? So there's not. I mean, we did get support right here, and we are holding support right now. There's that wick down, wick down. There's support right here, I guess you could say. Like I was saying though, on that weekly time frame, I wouldn't like it. That would. I don't really like this chart right now. I don't know. It's below the 9 moving average on the weekly time frame. I hate to make bearish videos, and that's another reason why I don't like to do a lot of coins, random coins, is because I don't want to be bearish on your like coin. But like, we're looking at the 9 moving average, we're below, and I don't know, I'm not saying to sell it. I don't know what to do. This is just my opinion. I could be right or wrong. We're below the 9 moving average on the weekly time frame right now though. We're testing this bottom trend line right here on the weekly time frame. Let's go to the daily time frame. That's the bigger time frame, and we haven't broken below it though, I guess you could argue. That's what I guess I would argue that as well though. We haven't broken below this. This is the daily time frame. You could kind of move it a little bit on the daily. It looks like there was I don't know, maybe a double top over here. We kind of pumped out over here, came up over here, couldn't break this top right there. We wicked up right there, and that's trending down. So in general, it's almost like a double top right here, something like that. Maybe drag from the top to the bottom of this little thing right there. I mean, we're probably already at that target. I'm just trying to like reverse engineer this a little bit. Okay, so we would have a double top, something like, I don't see the I wouldn't, something like this though. Usually it is kind of like that though. Oof. I don't know. I really don't know. Let me look at the volume. Let me see if the volume is coming in strong. This is yeah. I just don't really see any good signs. Besides that, there's this weekly trend line. I mean it's a daily trend line at this point. Kind of want to look at AMC now. I think there will be a pump tomorrow. Can you clarify? So yeah, is there any reason why you would think there would be? I mean, is there like some sort of fundamental thing that's going on? We're still above the month. Okay, we could argue this though. We're still above the monthly moving average. That's another thing though. If we break above that, I don't. That's still holding support though. That's, you know, still have that. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see if it could hold support right here. I think if it could keep holding support, then it might be. I really don't know though. What I would be waiting for though in this chart is for a break to the upside or to the downside. If it broke to the upside, then this could be looking good. Like if it could hold support right here. Let's just do a bullish scenario here. Let's say it can hold support right here, and we get that support right here, and then it starts trending up and it breaks this trend line going to the upside right there. I mean, if it breaks to the downside though, that's not good. I think though we have this big channel pattern. I mean, this big triangle pattern though. If it can hold support right here, and if it keep holding support, it breaks to the upside. If it breaks to the downside, let's say we would watch previous support lines, something like right here or something right here, or maybe it's down here. I hate doing these bearish videos unless I'm actually holding them because I feel bad. I'm like, what if I would look at these, something like that. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement too. We've been doing that in my videos. Let's actually, like, let's say I'm holding this, or let's say I want to get back in. Pretty hard. Sorry, I'm just thinking. It does look like this level down here is holding support. I'd probably look for this level. Maybe this can continue to hold support. We have support right there. It wicked down right there. Couldn't keep it down, keep it down, keep it down. It couldn't stay down basically below this level right there. Maybe look at this level, something like that. If you wanted to dollar cost average back in, possibly. I would say in general though, probably watch this trend line going to the downside right here. If you could break above this trend line going to the downside, then I think that's when you can start really getting bullish. Once you break this trend line right here, it might come up, have to retest it a couple times and then break through, but there's also an uptrend, something like that. I mean, not an uptrend, but that's a support level, something like that with the bodies of the weekly time frame. I don't know. That's what I'd be looking at. What else do we got? Let's do the normals. The normals. Polkadot was actually, I'm actually curious what Polkadot's doing. I hit all-time highs. That's same with Polkadot. I've been actually taking profit. I have long-term Polkadot stored in my Ledger wallet though, so I'm not And that's why I was saying I need to get better at... Oh no. These aren't all-time highs. I was thinking they were all-time highs because I was looking at the Coinbase chart. That's what it was. Okay, so on these ones, we're looking at previous highs on Polkadot. I think we had in general, let me do what I would do on my video, because I just haven't looked at this in a while. We've been watching this uptrend going up like this. In general, I was dollar cost averaging in here. I shouldn't have took profits yet. I was looking at that Coinbase chart. That kind of screwed me out. All right, so I was targeting this area right here. We came up, hit that target right there. We were bouncing. Let me clear this up a little bit. We're on Kraken. I can delete everything on here anyways, I think. Let me go to the Sorry, 1 second. We'll do Polkadot in a second. If you guys are interested in Polkadot, hopefully you are. Let me know what coins you are interested in, and we can go to the ones that you guys like. I want to do the ones that you guys are interested in. Okay, so Polkadot. Let's delete everything. Start from scratch. All right, so I've been watching this uptrend all throughout right here. The first target was this area right here. And then, so that was something like this. We came up, got resistance right there, broke through that, and now it looks like we're getting support right above that level. Let me redraw that. We dipped below it, but we came back above it. So, and Polkadot's been pretty volatile, honestly. Look at boom, 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 boom. What I would look at is this bottom support line right here for right now. And I would be targeting, although I took profits, I shouldn't have, this top somewhere up here. I might have to dollar cost average back into this. I think I already have a little bit, but I might have to do it a little bit more. Reevaluating this chart. Those are the two tops that I would be kind of trying to retarget. And from here to there is we still got a good 31%. But when you look at the total crypto market cap, that's why I'm kind of being more conservative about everything, because let's take a look back at the total crypto market cap. I mean, this is why I like to put it in pretty much every one of my videos. I need to look at it before I go in and out of it pretty much. But we do have, like I was talking about, we do have this triangle pattern right here. And it's possible we're in for a little pump to the upside right now before we get resistance and start hitting back down to retest it. I mean, that's just what I'm kind of thinking. It looks like we're getting a nice little green candle. What do we have on the 1 hour time frame? It looks like a mess. All right, so where was I looking at? Polkadot. Until we break to the upside or to the downside on the total crypto market cap, I'm assuming that we're trending down because of the daily time frame, because of this 9 moving average right here. Until we break above that, then I'm going to be a little more skeptical anyways. Let's see if I'm right or not. I don't know. Let's see. What were we looking at? Polkadot? Where's it at? I need to put it on the... Polkadot to... USD on Binance. Let me see what other coins are just... Usually before I make videos too, I look at what's running and what's doing good compared to Bitcoin and what's... I haven't been looking at what's dumping. Sushi looks like it's doing minus 10%. Atoms 10% to Bitcoin. That looks really good. This is coming up on this crazy target that doesn't even really make sense. I was kind of just playing around with this. I think is this the cup and handle target? Yeah, wow. Except I don't know. Well, Cosmos, that's what this is. Cosmos. I was thinking this is Chainlink. All right, we looked at Sol, but let's redo that. Solana. What I'm looking at on Solana is we had a trend going to the upside. How long have I been streaming? It's only an hour. It seems like longer. All right, so we had this trend line right here. There's actually a couple trend lines. We have this one. I don't know. See, this one's debatable in my opinion. I mean, it's in my head, I'm debating it whether we should do the Fibonacci retracement from the bottom of this bottom to this top, and we're gonna get a big retracement down to like something like that. I mean, something like that, and then get a bounce. Or because we have, or should it be the bottom from this bottom to this top, because the trend line broke right here, and we haven't necessarily broke like that bottom trend line that's kind of like a weak little, you know what I mean? So to be conservative, I did it from all the way to the bottom. These are where the limit orders that I would be setting up: 141.86, 119.12, and 96.37. That's from this bottom though. If we drag that to, sorry, there's a lot of stuff on the chart. I don't like that. If we drag the Fibonacci retracement from that bottom to that top, actually, it doesn't change it. Doesn't change it like. Actually, it does. See, the 50%, the 38% level is now around the 50% level, which is kind of interesting, and the 50% level is around the 61% level at this. If you look at it like this, interesting. And look, we're getting support on the 38% level right now. So, yeah, I think depends on what I think it depends on your opinion, or what you how far you think it's going to retrace down to, should I say. What I'm really looking at though on a lot of these charts is the 9 moving average on the daily time frame. We broke below this 9 moving average right here. We have the 9 moving average coming in right here. We broke below it, going to the downside right there. Until we break back above it, maybe we're going to do something like that and break above it. Or maybe it's going to be closer and it's going to do something like this. Till we break back above it, then that's another signal that it's going to get bullish. So those are the things that I'm pretty much watching. The Fibonacci retracement. In general, what I'm probably watching is the bigger one. I'd probably be watching this one. But that's just what I'm thinking. Just because this 9 moving average broke below on the daily time frame, and it looks like that candle, we're getting a nice big red candle now. Let's see how far that trends to the downside. Let's see if these Fibonacci retracements get some bounces. All right. So yeah, those are the levels that I would set limit orders on, so I wouldn't have to watch it so much. Let's see. Atom. Go back to Atom. Okay. Look at the Atom to Bitcoin. We could look at the Atom to Bitcoin and whatchamacallit charts. Those were the ones that I think I was really watching. Yeah, this one was definitely one of the ones I was watching. I think we could target. I think we've already probably hit this target though. I would probably target right there to right there, just to be conservative. Something like that. It looks like we're pretty much at that target, and now we're kind of pushing through there. We broke our previous resist. This is on Coinbase though. Let me not look at that one. I don't like that chart. Let me look at a Bitcoin to Atom on, or Atom to Bitcoin on a bigger chart. No, that's the one that we have. Cosmos to Bitcoin, yeah. Oh, it's down here. I wonder what's up with AMC. 1 second. AMC is actually breaking out a little bit. I've been watching this triangle pattern on AMC. It actually looks like it's breaking out to the upside. There's not a lot of volume though, but it is breaking to the upside. I would probably target these previous resistance zones, something like that. This is where I would do a, and to the, hopefully, I wonder if the guy's still in here. Probably not, maybe. This is where I would do this is where I would look at the relative, the RSI. Something like that. Alright. Sorry, I got distracted. Atom to Bitcoin. Hold up, let me just get it situated. Dang, this thing's like getting filled up. It's mostly with crypto too. I pretty much took all my, well, I should take more of them off, but alright, let's go to like the weekly time frame. See, I think this is one of those cases where we might be able to do a Fibonacci retracement going from the top to the bottom. Top to the bottom. Yeah. Because usually we're going from the bottom to the top. And we think we hit our bottom on this chart. I don't know if this is just something to play around with. This is, maybe we can target the 50% level right here at .0011123. How much is Atom right now? I thought it was cheap. Is it cheap or is it expensive? $7. Okay. Yeah. All right, so I would say we could. It's possible we come back up to this 50% level up here, just from the Fibonacci retracement, and then let's actually put a line right there, just to kind of. Okay, and then we can delete the Fibonacci retracement. Let's just say that's one level, maybe to watch, and then we also have resistance right here, resistance right here, resistance right here, resistance right here. I would say we use these two. I'm just trying to get a target of the Bitcoin to Cosmos just to see, just to kind of get an idea of how much momentum we have behind Cosmos and what kind of targets, like the chart. So we don't even have to look at the US dollar chart. We can look at the Bitcoin chart to see when this target kind of plays out. You know what I mean? And then we're going to reevaluate Cosmos again. See, so we're already hitting this target right here. I think we have resistance, resistance, support, support, triangle pattern, breakout to the upside, target from the top to the bottom of this triangle right there, boom, boom. Got a target of approximately something like that, which actually brings us up to this previous resistance right here as well. So we're going to want to watch this resistance line, something like this as well. I think we still, in general, what I'm saying, it looks like there's still a little bit of momentum. It still looks like there's a little bit of room to go upside on Cosmos, possibly, at least compared to Bitcoin. Let's do this trend line right here until we break these trend lines going to the downside. Then I think we are in an uptrend pretty much. So something like that. I don't like the 1 hour time frame though. Let's go to the 4 hour. The 1 hour time frames, I don't like it because it's gonna probably break it like pretty quickly. So have we already topped out? I don't know. I mean, like, let's see. Interesting. US, please, what can you do Solana? It's funny, we just did Solana, but we can go through it again, and then we'll do Hbar. I should write them down so I don't lose track. Hold up. Let me get some scratch paper. Some scratch. All right. EOS and what is it? Hbar. Let me know what else, and we can keep going. Okay. What were we doing? Sorry, I got lost. Atom. Okay, so Cosmos. So in general, I think Cosmos has a little bit of room to go up still, but I mean, when you get these big, huge runs like that, you kind of expect it to at least calm down a little bit and maybe retest this 9 moving average or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look at the US dollar. I mean, not the US dollar, the tether chart though. Same thing, whatever. To see if we could get any patterns coming off this. Besides this weird one, I was looking at. Let's do a weekly time frame. I talked about this on my. I don't know if I talked about this on the channel. I don't know. I thought this target might be too crazy to make a video about. And I didn't really have anything solid. Like I said, I've been watching these Ethereum. All right, we'll go back to Ethereum too. It's funny because we've been doing. I have to. That's just why I like doing the videos though, is because then you don't have to. But it's faster. So let's run through them. In general, I think we had some sort of like, I don't know if it's a cup and handle, maybe something like that. But in general, we had resistance right here and resistance right here. And then we had a support line going something like that. What I did is I dragged from the top to the bottom of that trend line right there, dragging it to the breakout, looking at a target of approximately 43.98. Let's see if it could hit that target, because I don't even, like I said, it looks more like a cup and handle than anything. I don't want to call it a triangle. It doesn't look like a triangle. There was like a channel pattern, something like that. I was looking at this target as well, top to the bottom of this channel, drag it to the breakout, something over here. I was looking at something like this as well. We hit that target and we came up a little bit higher. So I'd been taking profits in Cosmos as well. So I'm not sure where it's gonna go from here. This is on Binance, right? This is all-time highs, exactly. And so this is what I was talking about. When we hit all-time highs, guys, I don't know. In general, with Ethereum, I think in general the whole crypto market cap's going down, and have limit orders on Ethereum going to the downside. I'm not selling all my Ethereum though. I talked about that. Let me do this real quick though. Let me see. So yeah, what I was talking about is I need to get what I need to do is sorry, I can't think. What I just spot trade. I don't do leverage trading. I've done leverage trading before, but I'm not good enough in my opinion to leverage trade. So can I like just do like a timeout? Sorry, bro. What was I gonna say? I don't leverage trade because I don't think I'm good enough to leverage trade. Sorry, I don't know, whatever. And this is what I was talking about. So, I need to learn price discovery, I think. That's one thing that I need to get better at. Right now, we're in all-time highs. Like I said, we have that target from here to here, but I don't know about that. Cosmos, I'm kind of not sure what's going on. I've been taking profits because of the total crypto market cap, like I've been talking about. I'm mainly watching this chart right here until we break this 9 moving average right here. I'm in profit taking mode, and I think that this chart might go down a little bit more. That's what I'm thinking. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. So yeah, let me hit up Ethereum real quick just to, because it's actually really quick. I don't even really have to go over it too much. We had an uptrend right here on Ethereum, and we broke that going to the downside. Now I have my limit order set up at 148.69, and no, what is that? Sorry, that's not right. 3148.69, 2874.52. That's the 50% level, and the 61% level is 2,600. So I have limit orders set up going to the downside, but I have limit orders set up going to the downside, but I also have positions up here. So I'm holding on to these ones, and I'm also trying to dollar cost average going to the downside. Let's see if we can get a bounce on in some of these Fibonacci retracement levels. All right, so Ethereum's done. S&P looks crazy. What do we have to look at? EOS, Hbar. Let me do those ones real quick, and then we can do the, what is it? Like VOO or something like that. The S&P 500. Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay, EOS. Oof. I think I had been watching this around this area. I must have been watching this. I was kind of charting it, and then it broke to the downside right there. It's been trending down. All right, so what I would maybe do on this one is another Fibonacci retracement. This is if, I'm not saying it's going to go up, but maybe we can look, like, since it's been trending down so much, it's been short so hardcore. I don't really know the fundamentals on why it would go back up, but let's say we do a Fibonacci from the top to the bottom. Let's say we're looking for like a dead cat bounce or something like that, and I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that. I'm just saying let's look for a bounce, since we got a hardcore trend down. The dead cat bounce seems kind of like a mean term or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyways, it's like this. I mean, we went down. Now we're getting a bounce. Let's see if we could at least hit the 50% level. You know what I mean? So I would say maybe do a red line somewhere at the 50% level. Maybe target right there. Something like that. And that's just from the 50%. That's just the Fibonacci levels. So let's delete that. And we'll kind of have that as just kind of like a... because sometimes whenever, I mean, let's just say we got a bounce. Let's say this was the bottom. If we could get a bounce, the 50% level, not minimum, but at least maybe we can get there. But for right now, it looks like there's this resistance and then resistance. This one was one of those coins. Actually, look at this though. Like we've been talking about in general, we have this like cup handle, and then now this one's getting that kind of a channel pattern. Whoops, wrong one. Have something like that. We have this bottom support line right there. This is looking like, it looks kind of like it a lot more than some of the other ones, where we have a kind of channel pattern, something like this. If we could break to the upside of this right here, then we might be targeting from the top to the bottom of the cup. I don't know if I like that cup though. Is it supposed to be something like that though? Maybe something like that. And then from the top to the bottom of the cup, try to probably be conservative about it. Drag it to the top to the bottom. And then wherever this breaks out, we'd be looking for that breakout, something like that. We might be looking at some sort of something like that. I mean, it broke it right here. Let's see if we... What if we go to the weekly? No. I don't know. Not perfect. It's not perfect. But this cup pattern, and then a channel pattern after that going to the downside. That's a cup and handle. I guess I could pull it up on the thing, but... Are you in Solana NFTs? No, I don't have any NFTs, or I haven't done any NFTs in Solana. I was playing around with doing some some digital art on the Polygon network on the OpenSea platform, but I haven't really. I bought some crypto kitties back in the day. The thing that I didn't really like about NFTs is the gas fees. And now that, like with Polkadot, with Polygon, it seems like I was able to send NFTs for free, which is actually pretty cool. I don't, so yeah, and you can sell them on the OpenSea network, but I still don't know much about NFTs in general. I'm a digital artist, and I think it's kind of cool how you can sell your digital art in general. I guess we could drag this from the top to the bottom right here. I don't know. I don't know if I really like this pattern, guys. I think in general what I'd probably be watching more than anything right now is this resistance right here and this resistance right here. This is the daily time frame, so that's pretty significant. We're still on EOS. This is a daily time frame. We got a bottom right here. We got support all in this area right here. We broke that support going to the downside. I guess what I could do is a Fibonacci retracement right here. It's hard to say what is going on in some of these charts that you just kind of look at and you're not into for a long time. Even Doge, it's been trending to the downside, so I'm kind of like not sure what's going on with that either. But here's some levels that I would maybe dollar cost average back into. You might be even looking at the previous bottoms though, if it continues to trend down like this. But I don't know. It's hard to say. We're already at the 50% level. That's what makes me say we might be targeting the bottoms or these. I don't know if I really like that though. I don't know. Please, can you make this video available on channel after you're done? I need to make the wife out. Oh, which one do you want EOS? I could do, well, the stream will be available later as well. I was trying to do the stream so I don't have to do the videos. You know what I mean? These are more of like a quick technical analysis. The videos are more of where I kind of sit there and build a case for one coin. Matic, I have some limit orders on Matic at 1.205 and 1.106. Let me just go through and see. I'll tell you exactly where my limit orders are on everything. Limit orders on Bitcoin, 44,000 and 41,061. I should probably move those up a little bit though. Ethereum, I have limit order set at 3144, 2869, 2595. Cardano, I have limit order set at 2.31, 2.07, 1.82. Dogecoin, I got limit order set at .232, .195, and .170. Atom, I got limit order set, even though I probably shouldn't even be setting limit orders. I have a dollar cost average, a little pink level right here. That's right. But I am actually mostly out of Atom, which it's probably a mistake right now. But S&P, that's what I was going to talk about. Let's do that real quick. Well, actually, let's go through this real quick so people later on the video, they could get a little nugget of information. All right, so Atom, I have limit order set, even though this isn't even breaking to the downside. This doesn't even, I should really evaluate what's going on with what I'm doing with Atom. I think we might still, because this is, the Fibonacci levels aren't even valid at this point because that wasn't the top. We still haven't even hit the top, so that's actually garbage right there. Not this whole chart, but let's see, maybe something like this. Sorry, I just want to re-evaluate this because I'm like, that's not right. It kind of looks like a channel pattern, maybe drag from the top to the bottom, something like that. Actually, we're hitting the target right now on Atom according to this. Like let's say we have a channel pattern, drag from the top to the bottom of the channel, something like that. And then we're looking at a target of approximately, that was a TikTok video right there. Boom. All right, so even though I'm not going to do that, but yeah, I think we just hit the target on Atom pretty much. That's what it kind of looks like it, right? That channel pattern anyways. So sorry, I got distracted. Sushi, I don't have any limit orders on Sushi. Uniswap, I have limit orders set at 20.65 and 17.70. And like I said, you might want to put them even a little bit higher. Like look at this limit order right here. It came down, boom. I mean, it came down very close to the limit order right there. Did not get filled. Did not get filled. Did not get filled. Did not get filled. But it was like really close to it. So you might want to put the limit orders a little bit higher than what I'm doing. I mean, I might even have to go back and redo them a little bit higher. Uni 1 at 17.70. I'm not sure if we'll hit all the way down there, but we have that trend line right here that might do it. ICP, I don't have any trend line. I don't have any limit orders. Litecoin, I have limit orders set at 168 and 152. Matic, I got limit order set at 1.205 and 1.06. Engine, I got a limit order sitting at 1.45. Chainlink, Chainlink, I have, I think, limit order set at 27.52, 24.84, 22.07, and 17.24. Solana, I haven't set up any limit orders there, but if I do, I'll set them up at 141.54, 118.70, 95.85, something like that. Maybe even this one down here, but I don't know if it'll go down that low. Probably just these three. Filecoin, I don't have any limit order set on Filecoin. And on Polkadot's hitting all-time highs, so we'll see how far. Let's see, let's do a channel. Maybe this is in some sort of channel pattern too. I'm looking at this resistance right here, and I'm looking at this resistance right here as the top, pretty much. That's what I'm kind of saying, something like that. It actually looks like we're getting resistance right there at that trend line. It's kind of interesting. So we might not have even broken the top of this channel pattern. Interesting. This one looks like it needs to get moved up though. Let's delete this because that's no longer valid. I was looking at these levels, but I guess these are no longer valid too because the Fibonacci is higher now, which we'll have to redo once it hits the top. And it hasn't broken this trend line right here. We're still on this. So this is Coinbase though, but still, let's go to. I think that whole. Did I delete everything? That's the wrong chart to be doing technical analysis on. But anyways, I think this one's done. I'm not looking at that. I'm not even looking at those retracement levels. Actually, I could delete these. That's fine. I think what we're looking at here is a channel pattern that we have not broke still. We have support right here. We have support right here, and we have support right here, and then we had resistance right here and right here. I guess we have resistance right here as well. I don't know if... What does that look like? I don't know if I really love that, but we definitely have resistance at those two spots right here. I mean, we could argue, I guess, something like this. Sorry, I just... This is usually how I do my video. I mean, how I come up with videos anyways, is I see stuff within the charts, and then we can kind of do stuff. I've been trading a lot too, though. That's another reason why I haven't really been posting a lot of videos. Let's go to the other chart, though. What else? Oh, we wanted to do VOO. Sorry, I get lost. I get kind of distracted. This is basically the S&P 500. Whoops. Or should we just look at the S&P straight up? That's it. Is it S&P? I usually just look at VOO. SPX, that's what it is. Ooh. This chart's so crazy though. I've been kind of worried about this for a long time. This looks like in my opinion, this looks like a rising wedge that's just ready to get broken any day now. It looks like we're actually breaking it. What I would do on this, and they say that crypto is related to the stock market, so this isn't, if this breaks down, that's not good for crypto. When we saw this big move down to the downside right here, we saw the big move in crypto as well. This was in March. This is that crypto. This was the Corona dump, pretty much. COVID dump. And this is actually when I started buying stocks, though. I actually got into stocks. That's interesting, though. I did get into stocks at this point, and then I kind of got out of stocks, maybe somewhere over here. I just kind of slowly got more into crypto. So what I'd be watching on this, it looks like we're breaking it looks like it is getting some red candles going to the downside. What I would look for is previous support levels. I need some water. Hold up. What I would be looking at is previous support levels on this chart. I don't know, though. I mean, okay, so we're still above the weekly 9 moving average. Let me see. Let me zoom in. I can't really tell if we are or not. It looks like we're breaking below it. I wouldn't be surprised if we got like a market crash or something right now, or like very soon. It looks like we're testing this. And I don't know how much they're printing money anymore. What I would look for is previous support zones, maybe something like right here. If these red candles continue to go down, a Fibonacci retracement on the S&P, that'd be interesting. Hold up, I haven't thought about that. Let me delete everything. Let me take off the volume. That's kind of taking up a lot of space. Okay, so Fibonacci from the bottom to the top. Let's say we hit the top. Wow. Well, as you can see as well, the 180 moving average is coming in pretty close to that 50% level right there at around 3,366. How much? What percentage would be 24%? That's funny. I mean, it's not really, because there's way more money into the S&P than the crypto market, should I say. Is this, I'm like, where's the market cap? Is there a S&P market cap? Ow. I forgot why I stopped streaming too. It starts hurting my neck. Is there a market cap though? I just want to see how much money's in there. I don't see it unless I'm... Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's looking pretty interesting. You want to long Ethereum when it, I mean, you want to long the S&P right now or later? You're you want to throw in money right now on the S&P? Is that what you're saying, or you want to do it after a dump? Because in general, it's just been trending up really hardcore. I don't know. I mean, everyone's pretty much retirements in this, so it's like a no-brainer. That's what my retirement's in. But let's see what it's done over like a year, though. You know what I mean? I guess I don't know. This is what my retirement's in, though, too. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm in it long too. Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna continue a 10% correction. Let me see. What does 10% look like? 10% brings us down to that red level right there, to the red 50 red. I think if we break that though, let's see. We have this 180 moving average coming in right here. Let's say we break this to the downside. What would be looking? What I'd be probably watching too is this 180 moving average right here, but there's also these Fibonacci levels. I don't know. The market, it does seem like things are. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the market in general. Seems like things are changing a little bit more. What else? What else did we want to look at? Hbar. Sorry, whoever I made waiting on that one. Alright, so I've been watching Hbar. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Markets are popped. I don't know how much they're. I don't know if they're printing money as much as they used to. Uh, what is it? The eviction might. Which one? That's what I'm curious about. I'm curious about the housing market. What's gonna happen with that? I wonder if there's gonna be like a lot of houses on the market. I want to get some property. I want to get some land. If I want to see if it'd be interesting to see if the housing market, what the housing market does and what that does for like property value in general. My main thing is I'm an organic farmer. That's one of my main things I do. Actually, I have multiple trades, but let's look at Hbar. Who cares about that? All right, so we have resistance. I've been talking about this, but I made a video a long time ago. Something like this. You too, do you do organic farming? Or you want, you're looking at property? So, okay, so we have resistance right here, resistance right here, resistance right here, and then we had resistance right here. We came up and it got resistance right there, and it was in this pattern still. We had this triangle pattern, something like that. I was dragging from the top to the bottom of this triangle. I was doing the back, which is actually pretty liberal about it, liberal about the pattern. Sometimes I'd probably do the middle of the pattern just to be conservative about it, and we probably have something like that, looking at a target of around 0.4809, something like that. And it looks like we came up and hit that target. Well, not hit the target, but we're getting close to it. I'm not in Hbar. I don't really do any coins that aren't on Coinbase, but something like that. You could also be liberal about it and drag from the bottom to the top, the back of it, something like that, and maybe look at a target of something like this. Possibly, I don't know. Let me bust out that other one just so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm maybe looking at. Let me put on the volume. I took that off as well. Let me show you what the volume. Let's see what the volume looks like. See if we're getting that volume. We're continuing to get volume. The other thing I would do if I was trading this, I mean, it's already too late now. I mean, this is what I would have been doing, just to get the technical analysis idea of how I kind of do it, is target these previous resistances. That would have been another target pretty much, which we're basically hitting right now. So I would have been trying to dollar cost average right here on the way up, and then once we hit this level, maybe start dollar cost averaging out, dollar cost averaging. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know how far this is gonna run. I think in general, what I'm trying to do now more is, if my coin is running huge like this, I want to take some profits and basically just take the profits off the table and dollar cost average, not sell everything, kind of slowly dollar cost average in case it goes up higher. But that's basically what I'm looking at. Maybe something like that. Maybe a target of .488 or .569, maybe something like that. But we also might be at these previous resistance targets too, so you might want to be getting a little more skeptical as we start. This run has done pretty good, so I don't know, if you're buying at these levels and you're buying at these levels, you already made a good, what is this, a good 50%, you know what I mean? So like, if a lot of people who are buying at these levels, let's see, what did these people make? What are these people that bought at that level right there? These people just made 150%, you know what I mean? So if you bought right there 150%, if you something like that, and then if you bought right here at this breakout, something like that, you're sitting at around 53%. So just depends. I don't know the fundamentals on Hbar either. I think we could probably get rid of, we could probably get rid of this one. I was gonna say, let's do a Fibonacci retracement. Let's say we hit the top. I'm not saying we did, because we're not getting red candles starting to turn to the downside like that. We haven't really broke this trend line right here. I think once we break that trend line, then we can start doing Fibonacci retracement levels, but we haven't yet. So let's do a hypothetical. Let's say we hit the top just right there. I don't know if we did or not, but let's see. Hypothetically, if we did, drag from the bottom to the top, something like that. Look for levels to dollar cost average, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's say these people took profits right here, and then it starts trending to the downside. We break this trend line going down. Now we have levels to watch. I think that there's still a lot of action to go right here before that happens. So I guess we could argue you go to the 4-hour time frame, maybe do something like this, look at an uptrend, maybe something like that. You could argue we are watching this uptrend until we break that trend line going to the downside. Then we're trending up. We also have resistance right here, and a little bit of resistance right here. You might also be able to argue we have a little kind of rising wedge pattern going something like that in the smaller time frame. If we break that going to the upside, we're looking at a target of approximately top to the bottom, something like this. Looking at a target of approximately .5509. I don't know. I mean, that's if it can if it could continue to heading to the upside. If we break to the downside, I'd be looking at previous support levels, maybe something like right here at around .305. That's the bottom of the wedge too. That's the other reason I'd be looking at this level. We have this rising wedge right here. It's a bearish pattern. Usually we break to the downside. In a big bull cycle though, or in a big bull run, it's possible that it breaks to the upside and it goes even more parabolic. This could be the blow off top. I don't know. Who knows? But if it breaks to the upside, parabolic. If it goes to the downside, then it's pretty much classic bearish scenario of a rising wedge. usually target the previous support levels, something right here at the bottom of the wedge. I like that 50% level kind of lines up with this support level, and it also kind of lines up with this trend line right here. So maybe around 309, something like that. I don't know, approximately. But like I said, if it goes to the upside, we could also be looking at maybe .5509. I would say watch the trend lines right here. Watch this trend line going right there, and this bottom support line right there. If it breaks to the upside, we can go bullish. If it breaks to the downside, we can look for previous resistance levels and do dollar cost averaging or something like that. Whew. Okay, what else do we got? Where do are you in the USA? Oh, I know. I don't see that happening either. But I mean, I wasn't around for the housing crash of, what was it, '09? Well, I guess I was, but I wasn't doing financials. Um, I wasn't doing financials, so I didn't see the actual prices. I definitely wasn't doing real estate, but I didn't see how that affected the market. I'm curious how that happened, and I'm curious if something similar is going to happen, just because how propped up everything is. Like, it almost seems like the Fed is propping, I mean, by dollar printing money and everything, that's propping everything up. And I don't know, we'll see. And it seems like it's making it harder for people. I mean, it's making it harder for people to work with. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't really know. We're almost getting into politics, and I don't even want to get into that stuff either. Even though I do like Bitcoin mostly because of politics, which is kind of funny. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, but I think the financial, financial thing, the financial system, that's kind of bipartisan, and we can all kind of get behind that. That the big banks or you know, I don't know, big banks, big corporations, everyone's pretty much, politicians are paid off, and whatever though. That's why I like Bitcoin and this other kind of financial system, is because we can control our own money. That's why I like Bitcoin the most, probably. That's why I probably have the most Bitcoin, is because it's decentralized. It's um, it's performed well. It's performed very well. If you look at the monthly time frame, I could show you where I got in. Um, I have all kinds of stuff on all these charts. I started buying Bitcoin at these levels right here. I talked about this on my Discord too. I actually have a Discord. I put a link, but I don't know if it linked. Did it link, guys? Anyways, this is where I first bought Bitcoin right here. And because some people were saying that they haven't seen a big downtrend in Bitcoin. And I was like, so this is where shoot. This is the weekly time frame. I want to do it on the daily time frame so you can see it a little better. I thought it was in 2017 that I bought, but it was in 2018. It was right before this big dump. It was in the summer. I think it was in June or something like that. Maybe somewhere over here? Over here? I don't remember. It was somewhere over here. Anyways, very close to before this big, huge dump right here. And this big, huge... It was pretty much stayed at like 3,000, 4,000, all in this area right here. I was like, I bought here, and it dumped, and it stayed there for a long time. And I was like, what did I do? Pretty much, I just let it ride. Pretty much, I bought a little bit. This is the area I was starting to play with Ethereum, though. I started buying Ethereum in these levels, which was actually pretty cool too. I bought like a point. What was it, like a .01 for like $1.50 or something like that, and now it's worth like I don't know, like $40 or something. What is it? Like 32. It was worth 40 at one point. So yeah, I think that's kind of funny. And now it's just sitting in my ledger. So that's going to sit there for 20 years too. Um, but I don't know where I was going with that. Let's go look at Bitcoin dominance real quick. What else do you guys want to use, or what talk about? Just using online resources. Yes, I just learned all the TA, basically all from YouTube. There's like about, and like I said, I have a very basic strategy. I use trend lines. I need to make some videos like breaking my strategies down, because I just do like basically the technical analysis live on charts. But my strategies are trend lines, the 9 and the 9 moving average and the 180 moving average, and then also what else do we got? We got moving averages, trend lines, we got patterns, and I can't think. I went over them all. Fibonacci retracements. That's how I kind of dollar cost average going to the downside. Once we break our trend line going to the upside and we start going down, then I'll dollar cost average using the Fibonacci retracements. Oh, the other thing I like doing is very basic, is just watching previous resistance levels and previous support levels. That one I kind of, actually I got one that I got from another channel. So let me give a shout out to the channels that I did watch, and you guys can go check them out too. So number one of them is the Moon. Carl at the Moon. He does good technical analysis. He is Bitcoin pretty much. He does Bitcoin I think every day, and that's where I learned basically how my video style. If you go watch that channel, or if you know that channel, that's where I got my style from. I was just like, I want to do like a faster pace, and maybe I'll do different coins. I was checking out DOGECOIN, and I kind of wanted to mainly do a faster pace, and then but I learned a lot of stuff from him. That's where I basically learned all my chart patterns from, and then going to like Investopedia, doing like further research on the chart patterns, and then just doing practice is another thing. Just practicing charts over and over, doing smaller amounts. That's another thing I would probably recommend is just if you're getting started, like if someone said, what would I do with $1,000, or well, you could what I do is long term and short term. If I only had $1,000, I would put 500 into a bunch of different coins, and that's a different kind of thing. But then I would do 500 and pick coins to trade. So then from there I would do smaller positions to learn how to trade and get these positions down right. Do like $20 trades or $25 trades, something like that, in different coins, in a handful of different coins, so you have different opportunities. And then with the long-term positions, just throw like $500 on your favorite coins. Do research on your favorite coins, put them in a ledger wallet, and then boom, just stick that for like 10 years, or even do $500 in dollar cost average every week. Throw in $50 on certain coins or something like that. That's kind of my strategy. That's kind of how I do it. And at this point, I've kind of built a portfolio, so I kind of just dollar cost average in different ways. I do half of my portfolio is trading, and half is on Ledger, hardware wallet. And I take some of my profits from my trading and I try to put them into the Ledger account. So that's basically my strategy on how I do some of this stuff. Oh yeah, okay. So and then the first guy was the Moon. That's one guy you can check out. And then let me type them out so you can see. The Moon, and then we got Zip Trader. Zip Trader, he does more stocks, and he does what else? Charlie, he's pretty cool. I like Charlie. He's actually awesome. You should really go check it. I actually really like Charlie's channel. The Zip Trader, he's awesome. But he does mostly stocks, and I think on his early videos he does a training course, and I didn't do the training course, but I did. He has early videos, and he does he's the one where I learned about the moving averages strategy pretty much. That's where I learned the 9 moving average and the 180 moving average, and I kind of had to dig around on his videos to kind of figure that out. I had to kind of watch his videos and see what moving averages he actually had on there. But yeah, he talks about the moving average kind of strategy that I kind of do. And then what was the other one? Oh, Satoshi Stacker. He's another one that I've been kind of watching recently. I don't watch as many technical analysis videos as I used to, but when I need if I need some inspiration, or if I need to kind of get a second opinion on and see what is going on, he is a good channel to kind of see just kind of, are we going up or down kind of thing. I like his channel too. Is it Satoshi Stacker? I think that's how you spell it. I don't know, something like that. And then the other one that I like to go to sometimes for a second opinion too is, I think it's called Target Hit. That's another one that I go to sometimes for a second opinion. And that's one where he actually gave me the idea. He doesn't even talk. He just does charts and has a 24-hour stream and whatchamacallit. And but he's the one that gave me the idea. Not gave me the idea, but he's where I got the idea of doing. I haven't done this in a while, but I do a box. Where's that? This thing. Where's it at? I think it's over here. Rectangle. So we do a box, something like this, and then just do previous resistance box, pretty much. Or I don't know what he says, but it's resistance zone. I think that's what it says on his, and that's pretty much what I've been kind of using as a target. Pretty much, I've been targeting these areas where if we're heading to the upside, then I'll be targeting the previous resistance, so we can do something like that. Maybe over here. I don't do these on my videos. I just kind of I don't visually represent this. I just kind of talk about how I'm looking at the previous resistance. Let me get my tools in order. Which one is it? Is this one? Okay. So usually I'll just say we're looking at this previous resistance, something like that. But what he did is he did little box, a resistance zone. He'll type it out, resistance zone. And so if we're heading up, then we can kind of look at this previous resistance as kind of a target. That's kind of, and it's been working out pretty good. That's actually a pretty good strategy that I've been kind of having. Sorry, what were we looking at in the chat? And which long-term investment coin would you do? So right now is kind of, my portfolio is heavy on Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I was talking about, I think and I was rethinking the whole crypto space in general. I'm the reason Bitcoin is cool though is there's 21 million. Every 4 years it gets harder to mine, and I feel like Bitcoin is the king, and everything pretty much follows Bitcoin anyways. So Bitcoin's my main holding, and it's my main holding because I've bought so much of it, but it's also my main holding because it's grown so much. It 10x'd. Yes, sorry. Nailed it. Like I said, I bought Bitcoin back in 2018 before the bear market, and even though I got wrecked for a long time, what was it right here? I bought right here. I also been dollar cost averaging though. So I mean, you could say I've been buying Bitcoin for a long time. There's been years of dollar cost averaging, you know what I mean? So who knows my complete average, but when I went heavy, it was somewhere I'm definitely heavy below 10K. You know what I mean? Not heavy, but I threw in a G and it 10X. Do you know what I mean? So by this time, 10X, something like that. Let's see. Let's just say this general area let's do a ruler from even just like the top right there to right now. We're looking at 340 some percent. Am I going to sell it? No. I'm going to wait for the next. I mean, I'm not even going to. What I want to do is get more into like borrowing on appreciating assets. I need to figure out how to do that more. And I think once we start, maybe I should figure. Well, do I need to do that now before it goes up again? I guess you'd want to borrow against it while it's down. That's the thing. I need to really figure out how to borrow against Bitcoin and not sell it. But in general, I think every 4 years, in my opinion, I think every 4 years we're going to see these crazy moves. But I think they're probably going to be less and less. But I don't know. That's just what I'm kind of thinking. Even right now with Bitcoin, you can already see that it's not moving as much as some of the other coins, which is good when we're going to the downside, but it's bad when we're going to the upside. Or it's not bad, it's just not as good. So that's why I've been kind of playing more with the altcoins and kind of testing these waters and trying to trade enough so that I can pay for the position in general and play on house money pretty much. CHZ, that one was a Chiliz, right? I mean, I wonder what these market caps are sitting at, because like, see, and I don't like that. I don't like that chart because it's on Coinbase and it hasn't been on there for that long. Let me see. I don't know, man. It's trending pretty hardcore down. That's the only thing I don't like about this. It almost looks like a falling wedge, maybe. What time is it? It's already 1. I should probably get something to eat. I'm kind of hungry. What I'm looking at on this chart is we have. Let me go. This is CHZ on Coinbase. So this is a limited information chart, but what I'm looking at is we'll switch it to the other Binance chart. Resistance, 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 support, 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 support. Basically a channel pattern or a rising wedge. We're looking at previous resistance or maybe something like this. It looks like we actually are. Did we come down all the way? Yeah, we actually did hit that target right there. Boom. It does look like it's finding support, but I don't know. Yeah, and see, I mean, like a lot of the trading I do is just breaking. Once we break the trend lines, if there's like some news that I don't know, then if there's news that I don't know about, I will miss out on it because I'm not watching it on the trends. I mean, because the chart's not talking about the fundamentals, you know what I mean? Or if there's something that I'm missing. What did Carl talk about? He says the fundamentals can outweigh the technicals, but the technicals are usually like pretty solid. Like if we get fundamental news, if there's news fundamentally that totally blows the charts, like it doesn't matter, then, but if you go to like the VOO, like let's say, this is what's kind of interesting too. We have the VOO right here. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some like bad news that comes out that like forces this chart to push down. We're in like the situation where we're testing to the downside right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they created this is conspiracy tinfoil hat stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if something happened right now where the market actually did something to go down. I don't know. That's tinfoil hat stuff, but it just seems like for coronavirus, the same thing. We had like, it was basically the same. Well, I guess if you look at this chart anytime though, we had like this rising wedge. Was that right there? Maybe I'm wrong on this one. That's not completely false though. I mean, we had a rising wedge, something like this. We weren't coming up and hitting it perfectly. I guess we can kind of do a chart something like this. Maybe that's not right. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought we had a falling. Maybe it doesn't look perfect anyways. We had a rising wedge, something like this. It's not perfect. Definitely not perfect. We broke that to the downside and it got a big, huge pump. I mean, it got a big, huge dump. I'd been watching these these rising wedges though in these charts because it's just, I mean, if you go back into like the monthly time frame, it's just out of control. There's no corrections, which is, I mean, at least on the, that's why we kind of want corrections. We don't want a chart looking like this because then one day it's just going to be one big manipulated dump, in my opinion. Let me see. And then all the people like, because my retirement's in here too pretty much, or I have some retirement. I have a 401k in here. It's not huge, but it's something. My crypto portfolio is actually bigger than my 401k now. That's awesome. Actually, it's way bigger than my 401k. Not way bigger, but probably double or triple. All right, so I don't know. I don't like the way this looks. I wouldn't be surprised if something happened though and some bad news came out and it forced us to go to the downside. Who knows? That's tinfoil hat though. Who knows? Let's take a look at the total crypto market cap. I need to go get some food. I'm starving. One more before we leave though. I think I should do some I need to make a video. If you guys have any requests for videos, let me know what I should be doing. Which videos I should be, which video. I'm looking at Ethereum or Cardano. I think I pretty much ran through everything though. That's why I was wanting to do this, because I don't really have a solid video to do right now. Kind of want to just run through everything real quick. Showed you all my limit orders. I think that should be good. But if we swing back to the total crypto market cap, just to give a quick recap, maybe I'll do a total crypto market cap video. I think we're in this little channel pattern. I mean, in this, not channel pattern, triangle pattern, or possibly bear flag pattern. If we break to the downside, I'm looking at a bear flag. If we break to the upside, I'm looking at a triangle pattern breaking to the upside, and we're probably looking at previous resistance levels. Maybe something like that. Maybe do the top to the bottom. Oh, Algo. I think that was... Did someone else want that too? Algo, something like this. So if we break to the upside, we're maybe looking at a break, something like that. And if we break to the downside, we might be looking at something like this. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure. We might even get support before we hit, before we be able to come down all this way. But I'll be looking at previous supports, and I'll be looking at these Fibonacci retracement levels. Let's see. We're still holding support though, so maybe it's not time to doom and gloom until we actually break this trend line going to the downside, and maybe like looking at it like on a 4-hour time frame. I mean, on the daily time frame, to give us like a better idea. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait till things develop. Let's do Algo real quick. I don't think we've looked at that one real quick. Let's just check this out. Algo. Okay, so this one's one of those ones where it had a big, huge dump, and then we're kind of looking for like a dead cat bounce kind of thing. I'm not saying it's a dead cat, but like just kind of looking for that bounce. Is it this one? Fibonacci retracement, yeah. All right, so do from the top to the bottom, looking at something like that. We already broke the 50% level and we came up to the 78% level. That's interesting. Okay, and then from here I'd be probably watching this bottom, something like this. We had resistance all in here. I'd maybe do something like this. We got a top, maybe some sort of triangle pattern, something like this. I know it's only a couple touches, but we might be looking at a target from the top to the bottom right there. Drag that to the breakout. and we might have just hit the target. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, in retrospect, you hit the target, but, and then right here, if we go into the 4-hour time frame, it looks like we have a double top, something like that, which is slightly bearish. So I would say until we break this trend line going to the upside, that we might be looking at a double top, and we might be getting a break to the downside. But we also have this bottom support right here, support right here, and support right here. And so we're looking at a bottom support, something like this. And then we either have a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside. If we break out to the upside, we might be looking at a flag pattern, something like that, where we could drag, if we break to the upside, we could drag this pole pattern, or this pole target, something, drag that to the breakout, and we're looking at a target of around 3.62. If we break to the downside, I would drag from the top to the bottom of this, like pretty much almost like a W or maybe a channel pattern, drag that to the downside, and we're looking at a target of this previous support, something at $1.57, something like that. I'd be watching, like I said, I'd be watching this bottom support line and this top bottom support and this top resistance, something like that. Let's see. Is that what I said? 262. Is that what you were thinking too? Or, I mean, that's what I'm kind of, if it breaks to the upside, I mean, it's possible. We probably want to go into the volume or the indicators and strategies, go into the volume, make sure we have one of those up or some of those clicked on. And what we're looking at is we have declining volume here, and then we actually have a spike in the volume right there. So it's, let's see, where does this start? This starts right here, pretty much right here. We have declining volume. This got a pump right here. I really don't know. There's two patterns that are possibly playing out right now. One of them is this flag pattern, something like this, or like a pennant pattern, something like that, or a possible double top, where we have two tops right there, and we can't break out of this level right here. If we hit it, I think if we hit it again and we get resistance, that's confirmation. I think the confirmation though is when we break below this trend line right there. I think that's confirmation of the double top. So we'll have to wait and see. In general though, if we go to the daily time frame, it is on an uptrend. It is on this uptrend like that, and we broke out of this pattern right here. We did hit that target though, so from the top to the bottom over here, even if we want to be liberal about it, I think, right? I guess we still have a little bit more if we drag from the back of it, but it's still, what I would have been doing is probably from right here, from this level right here to here, just to make sure that we hit that target, and we hit that target. So let's see, have you seen any other videos on Algo? I think my dog needs to go outside too. Let's do ADA and then engine, and then we'll wrap it up, I think, unless we get more. I need to put my dog outside though. I think that's what he wants. Do you want to go outside? Ouch. Alright, 1 second. Hold on. Alright, actually, let me probably take my dog outside. Let me do Cardano real quick. What I've been watching on Cardano is the I have limit orders set on Cardano at 2.31, 207, and 1.82. Hold on 1 second. I have those are where my limit orders set: 1.82, 2.07, and 2.31. What was the other one? Engine. On engine, we have, this is where my limit orders are set anyways, 1.45 And what is it? That's where my next limit order set is at 1.45. And on the total crypto market cap, I'm watching this resistance line right there and this support line right there. Let's see which one we break to the upside or the downside. All right, my dog is calling me. I need to take him outside. You guys have a great day. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. And my dog's name is Zero, and he's a miniature pinscher. But I think that's what you're asking. Yeah, hit the thumbs up button. Let's see. I'm not sure what video I'll make today. I'll kind of see what's going on. Let's see if any targets hit or anything. I might just do this total crypto video. I've been talking about this throughout this stream, but right now I don't really see anything too jumping off the crazy. The other thing I like to look at is like the coins compared to Bitcoin. That's another idea how I get videos. Polkadot to Ethereum looks like it's doing good. That's another chart that's pretty interesting. Dark fish. He's waiting for DOGECOIN. All right, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm not sure. Let's see how this stream did, and yeah, we'll see if I do it more. I kind of just like going through the charts real quick, just so I can kind of do your guys' requests. Maybe that's what I should call it next time, is viewer request stream something. I don't know. We'll think about that. We'll do some thinking about that. All right, you guys have a great day. See you in the next one.